There we go, recording.
Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, my hair is quite messy, so it occurs to me I may want to wear a hat since this is supposed to be our face reveal. 100 subscribers special.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll do the face reveal, but we'll see.
Oh, that's fine. We can save that for the 1,000 subscriber special,
Yeah,
which
maybe.
at our current rate of growth will probably be like 2 years from now when I return from my mission. After I've got like a family and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, so where
Yeah,
were we?
so
Oh, lovely
hello.
hat. Hello.
Hello, YouTube. Yeah, this is the hat that I wore to my church's Pioneer Day
Mm.
recently.
Oh yeah,
That's
hello everyone, by the way.
yes. Hello, fabulous YouTube people. Remember to subscribe and to press the like button and to check out Englander's channel as well.
Thank you. Yes, we were just on a nice little conversation about Wally.
Yes, we were just talking about the wonderful Pixar movie Wall-E and how creepily close to reality it is and stuff. And also, you ever notice how the Pixar movies went kind of downhill after a certain time period?
Mm.
Uh, hmm.
Who was that person you were saying?
You know what?
The
Is it Eisner or somebody?
mm. And what happened to them? Did you say?
Uh, hold on. I'm gonna look up who was the guy that started Pixar.
Mm.
Point is, though, the long and the short of it is that he quit, or he was, politely asked to leave, or he was fired or something, because someone falsely accused him of sexual misconduct in the office place.
Mm. Seems.
Uh, and apparently, where this all came from is just the fact that, as one would expect from, the creator of such such heartwarming films as, like Ratatouille and Wall-E and Nemo and Toy Story. He's like a big, great teddy bear of a man, and he's like very touchy-feely, huggy in the office.
Yeah.
And apparently, female employees did not take as kindly to that as the male employees, so one or two of them complained about him, and even though he didn't actually do anything wrong, he ended up getting kicked out of Disney.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of fate of many people who are genuinely nice people, but because of
Yeah. Oh, especially in Hollywood. The
mm,
ironic thing is that if he actually was some kind of horrible creeper, he probably would have maintained his career because he'd probably have blackmail on somebody.
yeah, well, these genuinely nice people can get rushed out. While I know recently they did, but someone like Harvey Weinstein can hang around for years upon
Yes.
years doing all of his various shenanigans.
Pixar. Yeah, I'm looking up who started Pixar so that I can figure out. Uh, no, not Ed Catmull. Who? No, not Steve Jobs. Hold on. Nabbit, I'm not even using Google. I'm using DuckDuckGo, but they're still giving me some terribly biased results.
Could you not
I
type
think it
in?
was Eisner.
Yeah, could you
I
not?
don't know for sure, but I think it was Eisner.
If you typed in something like sexual misconduct Pixar, would that not come up with something?
That maybe, or like Pixar head fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So the thing I was gonna say is actually, but this John Lasseter. That's who I was thinking of. John Lasseter.
Oh.
Yes, and the thing is though with John Lasseter is he has started his own animation studio again, and he's making a film called, I think it's just called Luck, and it's
Mm.
about like a Scottish black cat No, which some typical minor inversion there. The black cat brings people good luck. In particular, though, what it is there's like this girl that's got horrible luck. So in order to balance things out, like this black cat brings her a magic penny to give her good luck.
Isn't that the guy, not
then
Dan
she loses
Schneider,
it.
the Nickelodeon feet guy, but isn't that like the other guy in the industry who's like an awful person?
Lasseter?
Yeah.
No. He got falsely accused of something, and that's how he lost his job. He's actually like a decent person, and he started a new studio.
John Lasseter, let's see.
He's Jonathan. He's one of the people who, as far as I'm aware, he didn't actually do anything. He was just accused of doing
Weinstein.
things.
He was associated with Weinstein.
So was virtually everyone in Hollywood. The Weinstein Company is huge. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that doesn't mean he did anything. You do realize that Whoopi Goldberg is also tied to Weinstein?
That's a name I know off the top of my head, but I cannot remember who that is.
Anyway, John, my point is, he either did nothing or he did less than most people, and there's no reason for him to have, been fired from Disney. Right. Okay, good golly.
It says here alleged because you can't technically
Alleged?
anything in a
No,
court
John,
of
if he
law.
wasn't convicted, it didn't happen.
You're fucking stupid.
Okay, good golly. I don't trust all women, Jonathan, for the same reason I don't trust all men. Humans are clout chasers by nature. Oh, good golly. Yeah. No. So that's the point is John Lasseter started his own animation studio, and it already feels much more like a Pixar film. The animation is good. It's not quite stunning the way that a lot of the some of the Pixar movies were during their time, but it is definitely better than what most indie studios put out. So yeah. No, which is pretty good for an indie studio's first film. You're like, oh, I can tell this has got that nice professional touch. Anyway, so basically, it's like, it's a story about like a young girl who loses her good luck penny, and that throws like the luck of like the entire balance of good and bad luck in the world like out of whack, and has to travel to the magical luck dimension to fix everything. It's apparently going to be pretty wild. It's on Apple Plus though, so I can't actually watch it. I hope that everyone who has it does watch it because it seems good.
Yeah. I mean, how? So he's been.
Not a lot of good movies come out nowadays.
So is this quite a recent thing then? This studios he set up.
Yes, I forget the name of it though. Let me Google it. It's John Lasseter's new studio. Lasseter new studio. Now people are saying, "Oh, it's a mixed bag from the Variety." Oh my god, the Daily Beast is calling it the year's worst animated movie. My goodness. My goodness. Look at the partisan attack here. My goodness.
Well, you can't be surprised he can't make the highest quality film, animation film.
Well, no,
have the money behind him.
No, but the thing, I watched the trailer. It looks good from the trailer. I personally want to see it rather a lot. And the thing, it's the usual suspects as well. It's the sort of people, it's the sort of outlets that usually complain about, like when a bad movie comes out and they're like, "Oh, but the diversity, you're just complaining about the diversity," and like, no one cares that this character is black or whatever, or that character is a woman.
Yeah.
They care that the plot doesn't make sense. Like, especially in an American film as well. Like if it was a European film, what's it like? It's reasonable to complain about someone casting Henry VIII as a black person, or one of his wives as a black person. You know, it's like because it's Europe in the Middle Ages. There was
Yeah.
literally one black person in all of the United Kingdom at that time period.
We can be pretty confident also that Anne Boleyn was not black.
Yeah, because it was the late Middle Ages, early Renaissance. We had very high quality paintings of these people.
Yeah. I mean, remember, these are the same people.
It's all tiresome.
These media outlets are the same ones who are praising this recent Rings of Power Amazon
Oh yeah,
TV
well, it's all the
series.
usual. It's all the usual suspects. It's MSNBC, Washington Post, Daily Beast, Polygon.
Hey, Christopher, if
Yahoo
everybody's saying
News.
it's a bad movie, then maybe it's a bad movie.
Jonathan, it's the mainstream media. It's not like individual people that I follow. The individual people that I follow either haven't talked about it or are anticipating it to be good.
Okay, so if you don't care about the mainstream media, then you look up, like, Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes, something that's aggregate by...
Oh, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let's look up Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what the audience review is.
Because there's always there's always
That's...
quite
I mean, this
a
is a
wide gap
bizarre-
between the
yeah.
critics and the audience there.
Oh, yes. Well, in my opinion, the
48
wider
on
the gap, the
millimeter,
better.
68 on the audience score.
68, that's not great, but that's not bad, but that's not great.
So it's most likely a passable family movie. Probably not great.
Yeah,
by
true.
any means, but okay.
Yeah.
Still, though, as you said, for the kind of resources he has, that's not a bad
Yeah.
effort.
For an independent studio being their first offering,
Mm.
it's not what it's not as bad as it could be. It's not stunning, but I mean, wait a minute, no, I wonder how that compares to some of the recent Pixar offerings, though. I wonder how that would compare to. Never mind. I mean, this is a bizarre tangent. This is not what we were supposed to be speaking about, but the thing we were supposed to be speaking about would be just make my brother angry. It's like, no, you can't defend Donald Trump. The FBI was right to read it. That's what Jonathan would say, and I don't want to start
He
that
literally had
argument.
nuclear documents.
No, he didn't. They've accused him of that, but they've not, like, uncovered it. It's just what they said he had. They've not revealed, they've not... I don't think they've even unsealed the warrant. They're just saying that's what's in the warrant. They haven't actually released the warrant for people to read. They're just telling us that's what's in the warrant.
Yeah, because they're not just going to release that information right now.
Why would they? They're just making themselves
Because
look
it's still an ongoing
suspicious.
investigation.
They're making it look suspicious, though. So why are they talking about it
It's
at all?
still an ongoing investigation.
So
You
why
don't
are-
release the details until
So
the
why are they
investigation is
publicizing
complete.
it at all? Why wouldn't they just keep
Because
all...
you raided the house of the former United States president? I don't think you can make that low-key.
I'm not saying that you can make it low-key. I'm saying that you can make the accusations low-key. It would be less suspicious if they didn't say why they did it than apparently fabricating complete lies about nuclear documents. See what I mean? I don't know. The point, the FBI, the FBI are a bunch of sussy bakas, to use some classic Gen Z slang, and I hope that they get what's coming to them. In the form of a purely fiscal purge, nothing but a cutting of the budget. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Mm.
In Minecraft, I hope that the FBI get what they
The
deserve
FBI
in
know about
Minecraft. I know, Jonathan. I was being sarcastic. It's a meme.
I hope they get like demonetized or suspended or something like that.
Yes. I hope that the FBI's official. I hope the FBI get demonetized. That's an excellent contribution, Englander. Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, so
That's why I'm here for those high quality takes.
Yes, very, very high quality take indeed. So I don't know. You know what? We could Okay, let's go on Rotten Tomato. Oh dear.
If you want to do like a filmy.
Oh, so wait a minute. So you remember that Prey movie that came out recently?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently it didn't suck.
Oh
So like, it wasn't great, but it didn't suck either.
yeah.
Um,
Is that the
yeah,
one?
apparently they're like. It's the one with the Native Americans,
Yeah.
and they made it about the woman for some reason.
Yeah, I've seen clips about that. It seems alright.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like when it first came out, like the trailer and stuff, everyone was like, "Oh no, it's gonna be a feminist dumpster fire." But then it actually came out, and it's like, "Oh no, it's." I mean, it's a bit goofy. It has some of the classic like feminist hallmarks or whatever, but it's not terrible. There's an actual. She's not like a Mary Sue at all. She actually has to like struggle a bit.
Yeah.
It's just what's it like?
She's not doing like
Yeah.
a Rey in Star Wars and just
Yeah,
insta
yeah.
killing the main antagonist.
I gotta say though, if I was gonna make such a movie, the thing that I would have done is I would have done it more similar to like the original Alien, where the reason why the woman is the protagonist is because the woman is the only survivor and all the men in the village are killed.
Yeah.
That's like kind of a classic trope, like the revenging widow warrior is a semi-classic trope anyway, so it
That would make more sense.
it would actually there would be something a bit fulfilling to that.
Mm.
Yeah. The vengeful widow is like a classic thing anyway. Archetype, that's the word for it. It's not
Yeah.
just a trope, it's actually an archetype, so yeah.
But it would make more sense in a Native
Yeah.
American culture, wouldn't it?
Well, it would make more sense in any kind of
Yeah.
in any classic culture.
Mhm.
It's yeah. Yeah. Uh well also is the other thing about the movie is it's supposed to be about the Comanche Indians, but it's also got French fur traders, so it doesn't quite make sense because a lot of the French fur trading stuff happened like in the north, like in Canada, with the Iroquois and the Huron and people like that, and in the Midwest, like around St. Louis on the Mississippi River. Very, very far away
Yeah.
from the Comanche. The Comanche were a Great Plains tribe. And the thing is, like, it takes place like in the 1700s as well.
Mm.
Like, I don't know if it has horses, but if it does, that would be slightly inaccurate because, as far as I know, in North America at least, there were no native. Like, there were horses in North America because the Spanish had some feral horses, but the natives didn't actually figure out how to ride them, as far as I know, until the 1800s.
Mm.
And when they did, it was rather, it was quite the revolution for them, because the tribes that had horses very swiftly conquered and destroyed all the tribes that didn't.
Yeah. I mean, you can
so
understand
what
for a
was
film
that?
like Prey, which is, I don't know, is it like a horror? Is it a horror type film or an action? What is it?
With the Predator films, as far as I know, it's like suspenseful action. It's not
Yeah.
exactly a horror film in the way
Yeah.
that like Alien is.
Yeah,
It's
well,
more
that's,
sort of action, but it's like very suspenseful and slightly subtle.
well, you can understand how
No,
they
because
kind
of
of
the
twist.
camouflage.
You can understand how they kind of twist the actual events and background of Native Americans and what was where for their own story. I mean, that's that.
I mean,
lots of
yeah,
films do
yeah, I do, but like they put in they actually had like all native actors for
Yeah.
they didn't just cast a bunch of Hispanics or something like the way that they usually would. They actually put in a bunch of native actors.
that. Did they randomly
And I
insert
feel like if you're gonna
a white European into the mix as well, who just casually
Yeah.
lived amongst
Well,
them?
well, that's literally what the French fur traders were.
Yeah.
So it's not terribly inaccurate. Like you could have a reasonably large number of white actors in a film like this. There was a reasonably large number of French fur traders after all.
But not fully
that's-
immersed
yeah.
into the Native American culture.
Well, actually, they kind of were. That's what separated them from like the English settlers was the only thing that the French brought with them was basically Catholicism.
Yeah.
And aside from that, they got completely immersed into the native culture. And that's why you have people like the Métis in Quebec, you know, that they're kind of like northern Latinos, you know, they're like sort of coppery skinned and very dark haired.
Yeah.
They're very similar to the mestizo people that you get in like Mexico and Latin America. As a matter of fact, I think it's like even a similar like etymology is just mestizo and métis is just like that's just like Spanish versus French.
Yeah.
Just means mixed. Yeah, but like there's actually like a large number of Métis people in Canada, and they have like their own culture that's like a mix of like French and native traditions and stuff.
Well,
It's actually like really cool, and
Yeah.
it's a bit of a pity that they're not more well known.
Well, did Canada have a reservation policy? Because that might explain them all. The fact that people
They
mix together
did,
more.
but much less. Yeah, well, they did, but much less than the United States. As a matter of fact, lots of native tribes from the United States actually fled into Canada because Canada was considerably more accommodating for several reasons. One of which was just that Canada had a lower settler population, so it was rather it was less burdensome
Yeah.
for them to let to let the Indians live out on the Great Plains in the middle of the country because the Canadians just weren't expanding as rapidly as the Americans.
Yeah.
They just didn't need the land out west quite so badly.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, as far as I know, I believe that Canada did have like reservations and things. It was just much more recently in their history because they spread west much more recently.
Yeah.
Like like the residential schools and things
I mean,
you hear about.
they're still apologising
Yeah.
over it, Mr. Trudeau.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and to be fair, there were like horrible abuses and things that happened.
Yeah.
Just the number of children that died in the residential schools was greatly exaggerated. Because I don't know that there were no mass graves, but I know that the famous mass grave turned out to be fake.
Yeah.
It's literally full of like tree roots and chicken bones or something. It was literally just a rubbish pile. Now, what was I gonna look at?
Well,
I was gonna look up movie stats on Rotten Tomatoes, but
if you want to do like a filmy TV kind of recording, we can. But or if you want to do anything else for the 100 subscribers special.
I suppose I don't know. I do want to. You know what else we are gonna talk about, and I guess this is because I wanted to like do one big recording. But since we talk about so many different little tangents, break it up into individual things. That way we can release it across the week and be more consistent. So I guess, like talking about movies and things, that'd be the beginning. That'd be like the episode for Monday or something. I guess now we'll get